Right, hold on a minute. I'm just checking my stuff. I think there is some little issue here. Let me just. Right. Okay, hold on. Okay, here we go. Okay, waiting for the uploading of the share screen. Still waiting a bit. Some delay. Okay, guys. Good morning to all of you. All right. Welcome to the 23rd of February, Tuesday. All right, Tuesday. Today is a super Tuesday for us, for all the Trade with the Boys family members. So later on at 2 p.m., we will have our regular revision. 2 p.m. Singapore time, we will have our revision. Okay. Now, during that revision, it's very simple. Today, I will cover intensively, again, on the Forex market today. Yeah, on Forex market. And I also will be sharing again on how to draw your MLP, all right, your mid-level price. All right, yes, indeed, it's a PTP technique, but I'm going to just port it over just for your sake. So if you go online to watch it today, you will get to hear it, okay? All right, and then of course, I will just cover a little bit as right, this TSCB that is available also for PTP students. Now, my vision is that eventually, right, all of my Trade with the Boys family members can become PTP student. Because all along itself, PTP is actually part of the whole entire system. It's just that we break it into two parts, one basic and one advanced. So PTP is actually the advanced segment. All right. So will PTP will have e-learning later on? We'll have, yes, later on, PTP will have the e-learning segment. Now we already uploaded the videos, all right, for all the PTP members to watch the one that I just did recently. So for PTP members, if you didn't know about this, just note that there is the 3 days videos are all uploaded on the PTP group chat, okay? Facebook, the PTP Facebook group. All right, so watch out for that. Okay, now today is the caption is pretty clear. Nervous week ahead. Now, why is it nervous? Because Jerome Powell must watch his words when he testify, because he has to really present himself and he must be very careful of what he say. Because now the U.S. market now is at the peak, right? I mean, at a high level, sorry, wrong choice of words, at a high level, but the US interest rates, I mean, so-called the yields, 10-year yields, the treasury yields are also moving up at the same time. And that is the one that is basically holding the Dow, the NASDAQ going higher. As a matter of fact itself, right, last night, NASDAQ came down more than 2%. And a primary reason was because people tried to unload away from the technology shares, which I already warned you guys last week. All right, so let's start this week MAO right now. So as you can see that now the Wall Street will wait for Jerome Powell's speech. So the bear and the bulls will pay close attention to what Jerome Powell has to say. Now this is going to be very, very important, because if Jerome Powell says something a little bit to one side, right, obviously the market will react almost immediately. So traders, you have to watch out for his speech. All right, later I'll tell you what time would that be, which day would that be, okay? Now, today itself, right, the motivational quotes, right, I told you guys I move it in front because I want you guys to benefit of this, so that you guys will be able to charge your life, your morning every day. All right. Now, I will start with this guy first. First, you learn, then you remove the L. So if you understand what you're trying to say is, first you learn, then you earn. So by learning is really the important, like the power is knowledge, right? You have knowledge, then you have power to do a lot of things. So end of the day is, all right, you must know that there is a rational reason why we need to learn certain stuff, right? Of course, there's nothing to say that my system is the best. I never have said that, and I never quoted that before. But I do say this on a rather regular time. I say that, right? You really must understand the market goes in patterns. All right, it's just like human goes in patterns. Now, if you observe this, right, normally Tuesday and Thursday, my morning MAO will be delayed. Now, what pattern is that? It's not because I woke up late. You know, I woke up every day about 4:30 a.m. to 5 a.m. and prepare my MAO. It's just that because at 7 o'clock itself, I need to bring my kids to school. Now, my wife go for exercises as long as this is a clear day. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday, when she go for her exercise at the park, she will bring along the kids. So I will be able to, complete my morning MAO in time. But if it's Tuesday and Thursday, of course, that's a rest day, and that is where I'll come in. I'll come in to bring the kids to school. So because of that, it's all right. It delayed about 20 to 25 minutes, and this 20 to 25 minutes is all right. It's considered a bit of time because every MAO is all right. I put lots of effort. Now, I'm not too sure how many of you all have noticed this, that my morning MAO itself, right, every morning, right, the content other than the charts itself, and the repeating of the techniques, right, the rest itself is always different. Don't you realize that? It's not easy because think about this. I have to go and find the materials for you. I have to read the materials and then justify which is more important. And then after that, it's all right. Put it in a setting whereby it flows for you. And more important thing, I must explain it to you. So, if you appreciate this effort, it's all right. I really want you guys to give me all the thumbs up. At least really, this is really, that this fellow coach trainer here really put in loads of effort for all of you. Okay. All right. I appreciate that. So that is the learn first, then we earn. All right. Now the thing is, the other thing will be exist to be happy. Okay, exist to be happy. All right. Thank you guys for all the love messages. Thank you so much. All right. Exist to be happy, not to impress. Now, what is it trying to say? Because what happened is that a lot of people really ask this question. Cal, can you do this for MAO? Cal, can you do that for MAO? Cal, can you don't do this for MAO? Can you don't do that for MAO? So, I get a lot of feedback, and I think it's all very constructive. I think these are all very, very, very important stuff. Okay, I think it's very important stuff. So, I went through I think through as well, right? Then I realized that I came to this story in my mind. I thought I'll talk to you about this little story. It's about the man, the woman, and the donkey, right? If you remember in the younger days, you actually about this story, right? That is my personal feel. I'll talk about this later. All right, so before we start this morning, once again, this is a disclaimer as usual, right, guys? Whatever you do, remember, I'm here to just translate to you what I see from the chart, and then you make your final decision via due diligence, risk assessment, and of course, controlling your emotional, right? All this itself, you have to do your own final assessment. I cannot help you anything else than that. Now, end of the day is this. Some people did say this, Cal, how come recently our group chat's a little bit slowed down? It's not slowed down because everybody learned the same thing. Everybody know what to do, and they're actually making good results. That's why end of the day is that you don't see much activity in the group chat. But when it comes to earnings, etc., you see people start to post their earnings because they actually make money. You don't need to always be online to repeatedly say certain thing. Once everybody know what to do, the rest is pretty easy. So that is my point here, and I feel very comfortable with this because that means that the maturity of the group is actually improving. Okay, all right, that's a key point. So now we saw that yesterday we talked about the 10 years yield treasury notes was at 1.34%. And we saw the NASDAQ pulling off from the high, right? It was at 14,000. It pulls down to 13,800. Then yesterday you saw the 10 years treasury yields goes up by 0.024. It's not a lot, but in terms of percentage wise, it's quite heavy. And immediately the NASDAQ went into a dive. The NASDAQ came down basically 341 points or 2.46%. Now, basically, in short, it's right. I have been telling people about the NASDAQ because NASDAQ itself, most of the companies, the technology companies, they really borrow a lot of money, and a lot of people borrowed money also to invest in them. So when the share price goes down, that means there's a cost involved, there's losses involved. Then naturally, the next thing is that people will take profit, or they will just cut their losses. And I told you guys, right, recently, it's all right, all the SPAC shares, all the GameStop shares, and all these penny counters, they were all being hit, right? Like the Russell 2000 was also being hit, and Russell 5000 also being hit. So that is my point. The thing is that when I share with you my MAO, so I put a lot of hard work into this. But of course, it doesn't mean that today I call for sell, the market must react. I'm not Yellen, I'm not Jerome Powell, I'm not even Elon Musk. So my analysis will take some time to arrive to reality. So that's the reason why I say that I'm not good. I'm probably the worst market timer. All right. All right. So if you want to find perfect market timer, you find someone else, other trainers, other gurus, other experts. Cal here itself is just to tell you the macro picture and then come down to our Trade the Boy system. And then we just basically combine this together. So hope you guys has understand this. If you understand what I just said, right, can you key the word understood into the group chat? All right, understood. That means that you know exactly what I meant, that how what my sharing in MAO is, and then how you can combine what I say, then slowly combine with the techniques and do it, because that was what you should be doing the last few days, shorting the NASDAQ. All right, guys. So if you understood what I just said, can you key the word understood into the group chat? All right. Right. Thank you guys for understanding how to you all use the MAO to actually assist you guys to do what you need to do with the financial market. Thank you guys that you understand this. Thank you so much. Okay, great, man. Okay, let's just continue our morning MAO. All right, so what the experts are saying, okay, the experts are basically saying that, right, okay, the 10-year yields now have rises to the highest level in a year. In a year means the last 12 months, okay, so that is a very concerning factor. And of course, yesterday we saw that because of the yields was going up, we saw the Dow Jones, Smp, NASDAQ were all down, right? But towards the end of the day itself, right, the Dow Jones actually closed up. Why? Because they bought into the cyclical stocks. Yes, they move away from tech shares. They bought into the cyclical stock. Later, I'll tell you more about this. And of course, this is the guy. He's from he's the college, Queen's College, Cambridge president. So he is the right person to tell you things. So he basically says that, right, because of the rising yield now, it hits the sentiment and it changed the sentiment. Hence, therefore, right, it's very normal for the stock market to pull back. Now you see, rather than come from Cal's mouth, it's all right, I let this guy, the Cambridge president, to tell you certain things. All right, this guy was on CNBC and he was being interviewed. And now when the price is at a high, obviously then the so-called news will come and tell you that what actually need to happen. But if you have now seen this thing and react right now, you'll be late. So that is a difference between knowing earlier before going and trading on it, right? Rather than you wait for it to happen, then you react. That is a bit slow, right? Now, I have said this last 2 weeks, okay? I've said this last 2 weeks. Last week, I reiterated this. And yesterday, I repeated myself like a broken recorder. I used the word, very soon, regulatory body will come in and put a stop, or at least will come in to hold down Bitcoin, Ethereum, the cryptocurrency momentum. Now, I said that, right? Sorry. So you guys see this as well, right? Now, why is it so? Because I've seen this market. I mean, I really know how these boys play this game. When they come and give you the first warning, that is where they give you the first. They're just driving a car, flick when turn on left signal. It's just informing you that I'm coming to the left side soon. People from my left side, please move away, or I'm going to go down, turn left. People driving, please be careful. So they already tell you 2-3 weeks ago. And yesterday, Yellen really go for it. So Yellen basically tells you now that, okay, that this is it's extremely inefficient Bitcoin. Wow, the choice of words is really incredible. It's really good. And of course, we saw the Bitcoin coming down from 57,000, drop all the way to 48,000. That was a very fast drop. Okay, easily it's almost $10,000 in just in a few hours. But of course, after that, the buyers came in. Naturally, the buyers came in because I told you this. The regulatory body will come in, it will bring the market down for a while, but after that, they saw that the buyers will still come back in again, because as I said, this particular asset, okay, is a very important tool for monetary movement. So you can see over here, her words, her choice of words. In addition to consumption concern, Bitcoin also is considered to be a tool of those who involve in a number of illegal activity, because its use is difficult to trace. So her very own words itself telling you, right, obviously illegal activity, we all know that is money laundering, right? One of them that's very clear. All right, or buying of some stuff that is illegal. So end of the day, a lot of things is happening using Bitcoin, and that's why I say the demand for it itself is still going to be there, unless they're going to cancel Bitcoin away. If not, it's right. Seriously, Bitcoin can't go down to zero. So unless this happen, okay, unless this happen, the Federal Reserve, where Yellen once served as chair, has studied the issue and discussed the possibility of a new digital currency along with a payment system that is expected to roll out the next several years. Now, unless this really can happen, unless the world have come to a point and they accept a new digital currency that is controllable and cannot be used for other things, okay, if you can do this, then Bitcoin will be out of the window. But seriously, in my opinion, until that happens itself, it's going to be many moons later. All right. So overall, I would say this: any reasonable good pullback on Bitcoin might be a chance to look back into adding in again. But every good pullback, very reasonable pullback. So between 15 to 20% is reasonable. If it can drop by 50%, it'll be even better. Okay. So of course, this is my personal wish list. Okay. Now, Tesla. How many of you have shorted Tesla recently? If you are shorted Tesla, can you key the word shorted Tesla? SHORTED. All right, and space Tesla. Now, basically for Tesla, I already warned. All right, 3 weeks ago, I already tell you guys Tesla support level is at 866. And I say that if Tesla goes below 866, it will break below 800. And if you go below 800, it will go down even lower. So later on, I'll share with you, right, where's my personal level for Tesla. So what happened? Because I told you guys, right, okay, once the 10-year yields goes up, technology companies will be hit. And one of them is right, will be Tesla, as in my opinion. And of course, recently you saw this Warren Buffett, but he got himself get himself out of Apple, right? Was a very clear signal to a lot of people. You don't need to be a genius, basically you just pay attention and get how these guys perform in the market, right? You roughly know where is their direction. And of course, the Tesla has Bitcoin. Now, of course, again, Tesla, this Bitcoin itself had yielded them about $1 billion as a lot of profit. But again, because the market was saying that if Bitcoin goes up, Tesla will go up. So now, naturally, if Yellen coming in the picture around and Yellen says about the Bitcoin and Bitcoin fell yesterday, it's going to just add on negatively onto Tesla. So this is what happened. So basically, it's right. This is the how Tesla has performed yesterday. So let's look at the chart right now. Let me explain to you how my personal take on Tesla will be. Everybody take a look. So you can see that Tesla was surging up back then. So, okay, no problem, right? It was all cool. No problem with that, all going up. Then after that, using this latest indicator called TSCB, right? This is a very powerful indicator that I created recently. All right. Okay. So what happened is that, right, from this junction A, it tells you that, right, moving forward from A, as long Tesla stays above this price, 866, Tesla should be still going upwards. But if Tesla goes below 866 with a color change, what you see over here, a CCYR, if you see CYR, yellow turns to red, right, then the market most likely there will be some profit taking. And of course, you can see at the bottom of the screen, from this point here itself, the KSI has turned red in color. That means the boys are actually offloading on Tesla. So when Tesla was actually surging, recovering from here at 777 to about 866, when I saw the KSI was red in color, and also I can see that clearly there is some very strong resistance on the TSCB at 866, I gave a warning. I said on this day that Tesla might be going down. And of course, Tesla share really came down all the way down to different levels. Yesterday, some of us have booked profit on Tesla. Congratulations to all of you. So now where will Tesla go? Now, I believe Tesla should see some support at 700. I believe Tesla will see some support at 700 level. Now, of course, if you guys know the usual mathematical formula, okay, so the high of Tesla is about 893 around there. So if you do the mathematics itself, right, can you tell me now what will be the 80 percentile level for Tesla? So you take 893 multiplied by 0.8, you get a number. Can someone tell me what would that number be into the group chat so that I can actually put on a chart and then we can actually remind each other on this. Now, I know that Hang Seng is going to open soon at about 3 more minutes time. I will go to Hang Seng and then we will talk about Hang Seng itself. Now, everybody can tell me that number? Okay, fantastic. Thank you, Yu Ming. You had done it, right? So 893 multiplied by 0.8, that is very important number. Now, why 0.8? Because 20% mark is always known to be the bearish indication. And normally itself, when the market is down to from the all-time high down by 20% from the all-time high, that is where usually two things will happen. Number one, there'll be a barrage of buyers coming in, barrage of buyers. Okay. Number two, all right, the market will take it as a cue to sell. So today is very critical. Today is very critical that Tesla has to stay above 814. So you understand why yesterday, right? Tesla basically, right, went down to 809 and 814. Sorry, 714. Sorry, my bad. Okay, 714. Okay, Tesla had to stay above 714. And yesterday, why Tesla went to 709 and then rebounded to close at 713 around there. Everything happened for a reason. So my point is this: I strongly believe that, right, there will be some artificial buying soon on Tesla. I repeat myself, there should be some artificial buying on Tesla soon. So if 700 is the next KCB level, I believe that Tesla should have some buying between 714 to 700, this range. There'll be some buying this range. So hopefully it stays. Now, what if really, if Tesla cannot hold above 714 and continue to slide, then the next number that I'm seeing is about 658. So which means that if Tesla cannot hold 714, then the next number, the Tesla could be going down, could be 658. Now, when it comes to that point itself, right, then we look at it and we see how it's a current movement back then itself. So all guys clear on this? 650, 6714 and 658. All right. So hopefully all of you understand where I'm coming from on Tesla. Okay. So for those who are still short in Tesla, you already heard me. You know exactly what to look out for Tesla. Okay. All right. Now, someone asked me, Kel, but there are some other people, some other gurus who have bigger following, like in hundreds of thousands. Okay, really incredible. All right. Calling that Tesla was a buy since 800, 750 and stuff like that. You know, are they wrong? Now, I'm not here to commit myself or to commend myself or commit myself to give you a comment, because it's not right. Because different people got different looking at it. If he's buying for long term itself, right, then there's nothing wrong to buy Tesla for long term. So if you're buying for long term, any price is cheap. So the lower it go, the better it is. You understand my point? So, but don't think about technicality itself, right? At the moment now, we will tell you around 714 is a 20% mark. So maybe there will be some artificial support coming in soon. So that's the thing why we are sharing all this as well. So please do not ask me how to comment on others. I think it's not fair. And I don't think, of course, others should comment on my sharing, but usually they does it. Okay, let's look at the Hong Kong right now. Hong Kong is going to start in about just 30 seconds time. So Hong Kong, you can see right now, Hong Kong, the Hong Kong yesterday came off quite badly yesterday. All right, so today Hong Kong, let's watch it. But yesterday Hong Kong stayed above the BMB support level for the second time in a row. So likely there should be some support today again. So Hong Kong will start trading soon. Everybody stand by on Hong Kong. Okay, Hong Kong, here we go. All right, in about a few more seconds time, Hong Kong will be open. All right, stand by. And Hong Kong have opened lower. Hong Kong have opened lower. Now, this is not a good news, because Hong Kong basically, when the Dow Jones closed, the Dow Jones was still at the lower end. Then when Dow Jones actually opens, it opens, when Dow Jones finishes day, it's actually already near the high. So for Hong Kong to open lower, right, this is actually not a very good sign. So Hong Kong now opening price is actually, Hong Kong opening price now is actually below pivot 2. I repeat, Hong Kong opening price now is below pivot 2. So very naturally, if the Hong Kong goes below OP, it will be a sell. Once it's come down itself, right, you can see that the KCB will be popping up on this side of the chart. So now Hong Kong is still, although it's below OP, but it's still, is still hovering along the cage support level. There, can you see the cage here? So later on, when if Hong Kong goes below the cage support level, we should be able to see the KCB all popping out on the right side. So, because the KSI itself today is green in color, so very naturally, if the market go to KTR -1 to -3, and then if the market do stage any form of CCRY, the market may actually recover. The market may actually recover. So traders today for Hong Kong, if the market stay below OP, then there'll be some selling. But if the market can stay above OP right now, which is happening, then the market may go back. So Hong Kong itself for pivot 2 today is about 30,185. So if Hong Kong can stay above 30,185, Hong Kong may actually recover. Okay, so traders, you have heard me loud and clear. Hopefully this is all good for you. Okay, all right. All right, now COVID deaths. Okay, now of course every morning I really try to avoid this topic, but it's on CNBC, and this particular topic itself, right, is rather good for knowledge. So I decided to share a little bit more. All right, actually I really don't like to do such coverage in the morning. All right, so what you can see over here is pretty clear stuff. You can see that, right, the US has surpasses 50,000 COVID deaths. Okay, so of course one whole year 500,000, sorry, my bad. All right, have surpasses 500,000 COVID deaths. And this is not nice, okay? Now just imagine this, okay? Imagine this. It's like, you know, on airplane itself, right, it's about 300 to 400 people. So imagine, right, it's about almost 3,000 aeroplanes going down. Of course, it's not the best thing to talk about it in the morning, especially for planes. But, you know, just to give you a little bit of metaphor, what is actually how to see what's 500,000. So it's just like in a single day itself, right? It could be as much as 8 planes going down, because there's a number of people going down every single day. It's basically going at about 2,000 to 2,400 people every single day. All right. So the thing is this, you can see on numbers now, just December and January alone, last December and January this year, right, in total itself, right, about 180,000 people perish, okay, pass on because of the COVID-19. All right, that is really incredible, because April itself was only 60,000 when the pandemic itself was supposed to be at the one of the starting point, but now we're talking about almost just in 2 months time about 180,000 deaths. So why is that so? Because the mutating virus is still ongoing. That's the reason why it's concerning. Of course, and the daily infection itself, although has reduces, but it is basically, we all know that the way they compute the numbers. But you see, you can, as I said before, you can compute the numbers to, you know, to differentiate who is really infected. But deaths is something that you cannot change, because it is real and this is practical. You cannot, you know, say that a person died from another thing. So end of the day is, all I can tell you that for US itself, right, although the vaccination is ongoing, but if you look carefully, it's only 13% of the population. So of course, 1 month to get 13, not so bad lah. Hopefully it's out in another 5-6 months, we can have the entire country vaccinated. And of course, let's hope that the mutation doesn't change further. But if that is the case itself, right, that means that the US economy hasn't walked out of the park yet, and that is still a very dangerous thing. So I just take this opportunity to say that, right, if anybody has lost or indirectly lost any people to the COVID-19, I hereby would like to send my condolences on behalf of the Trader Boys team, and I really want you guys to stay strong and stay safe, all right, during this period of time. Okay. So now this is the main thing here, why Jerome Powell has to be very, very careful, okay? Now, because Jerome Powell has to be speaking to the Congress, okay, this week as part of the mandated semi-annual testimony, okay? Now, normally it's okay, you know, normally it's fine, but this time now, definitely the market will be focusing a lot on the current 10-year, on the treasury yields. So the investors or the market is speculating that, right, if the Federal Reserve doesn't really give a clear direction, then the market may think that Federal Reserve might have to reduce, taper, or even hike interest rate. So that is why this is going to be very dangerous, okay? So the thing is this, the dilemma now for Jerome Powell is that the rising bond yields is definitely signaling a reflation of the economy, a reflation. And of course, it is a good thing because the economy is recovering, all right? It's a good thing. But if you get out of control, right, then the Federal Reserve have to do what they need to do as a central bank to basically tighten the monetary policy. And of course, when they do that itself, as I've been telling you guys, the stock market and the policy, the monetary M1 and M1 movement is really, M2 some more, is moving in a very, very similar fashion. So this is what he says, okay? What he says, if the testimony was done behind closed door, Jerome Powell will be very happy to tell you a lot of things. But since it's going to be a public, he to be very careful, all right? Anytime there's any insinuation of that, saying that there might be an interest rate hike, oh, the market will basically rip it apart, rip the market apart, okay? So stock traders, just be careful on this itself, all right? So anyone can tell me which day is that, all right? Tell me which day is that. Now I can key into the Facebook group chat to tell me which day is this Jerome Powell going to be speaking to the Congress. He will speak to the Congress twice, or twice this week, all right? So anybody know exactly when will that be? Again, basically put your answer into that. We can actually take it for reference. Colin, Hong Kong got many tech companies, not that many as compared to Nasdaq, of course. So, but the thing is, it was more because of the China market itself. Yesterday, Chinese market also came off quite a fair bit. So, and China side got a few technology company, all right, related stuff. There's a reason why it had a spill over from China to Hong Kong market. That's my personal take. Right, thank you, Jimmy. Thank you once again. Yes, indeed, Tuesday and Wednesday. That is today, tonight, yeah, and tomorrow. Okay, so traders today, tomorrow, do expect the market to be a bit jittery, all right, a bit sideways. All right, so yesterday, this is the Dow Jones. The Dow Jones all the way, it gapped down first, and after that, it went all the way up, and it was looked very impressive to close at the high. Then the last 1 hour or so, the Dow Jones actually came off. All right, the Dow Jones came off and closed like a doji. Right, indeed, thank you, Richard. It's Tuesday at 11 p.m. Singapore time, I believe, that the Federal Reserve Chairman will testify, okay, to the Congress, okay? All right, so let's take a look what happened yesterday on the US stock market. Nasdaq closed down 2.5% as the big techs get hit. Economic comeback play leave the Dow Jones. So that's why you see the Nasdaq came down, but the Dow Jones went up. So you have to trade the market individually. Please don't think that, right? Oh, the Nasdaq is down, the Dow had to come down, so I short the Dow Jones. This is going to be a very wrong thing to do. Please trade and treat every market individually. Nothing is really, 1 + 1 = 2 in the market. Everything itself got its own character and every movement, okay? So basically what happened is that the bond yields went up. It dented the appetite for the growth stock, like the tech shares. But so the market basically went into the cyclical shares. All right, so all the big tech share like Apple, Amazon, Microsoft all came down at least 2%. But the Dow Jones reversed 200 points losses because they bought into Disney, because Disney Plus is coming out today, right? So Disney Plus, I saw the categories that they give. Wow, very impressive. Honestly, it's very value for money and very impressive. Even myself feel like buying it, subscribing for it. All right. And of course, we have other companies like American Express, Chevron, all these are, Chevron obviously bought by Warren Buffett. All of this very big company like Caterpillar too went up. So when you buy into the blue chip shares, obviously the blue chip counter will propel the index higher. This is very, very direct manipulation, but that's how it works. So end of the day is this, some people says that, no, this is not a problem. It is a bull market like this guy. He says that, right, we are now in the early stage of the economic recovery, monetary and fiscal policy remaining supportive. So the sharp rebound in earnings and favorable relative valuation, we maintain an overweight to equity, meaning they're looking at the equity to go higher. I really hate this underweight, overweight thing. It's really quite confusing. But nonetheless, it's all right. It's just telling you guys they still think that the equity market got more upside to go. So guys, if you look at it itself, right, even Deutsche Bank, for some reason, this company is still going up. All right, upgraded okay, several names in the industry, in airlines. American airline actually went up by 9%. So it seems to be telling people that, right, they believe that, right, the economy is going to open up soon. So that's why a lot of buying is in the market. So for those who are very bullish, I'm just informing you that the rest of the world, in fact, the rest of the world, all the big boys, the blue chip, also all the mutual funds and bigger funds are all calling for buy. Right, for us itself, probably we are not there at that level. So we are just taking caution, all right, taking the cautionary steps just in case that things do pull back. But of course, I said this many times already. My personal take is once there's any significant pullback in the equity market, it'll be a good time to buy into it. So which means that if the Dow Jones do come down by what, 5%, 10%, 15%, or even 20%, shall it come down to those technical levels itself, it'll be a great time to buy into the stock market. So all clear on this? My view in the market itself, I repeat myself one more time, shall the stock market come off? Rather than we just short the market and leave it there, when the market really come down significantly, like minus 15% or minus 20% from the high, it will be the best time to buy into the stock market, hold it, and enjoy the recovery. Because I'm very, very sure Yellen, Jerome Powell, Biden, all these guys will come in and recover the market at some expenses. But that is the whole point of what I'm seeing now for the next 6 to 9 months. All right, guys, all cool on that? If all cool on this, please key the word KOOL so that you know, guys, you have heard my sharing and you know that what's my view in the market, okay? So the question is that, right, if you think that, okay, then why about now? Why don't you call for buy now? Then I said, I'm scared. Okay, I'm scared. I don't feel like buying. I think it's a bit high now in my personal take, so I don't want to buy. But of course, if the rule calls for buy, like the technique call for buy today, we will still trade it, but trade small. Yeah, I won't put all my fortune at this point right now. You understand my point? Yeah, I would not put my fortune right now because my fortune is negative. Okay, guys, all clear? Huh? Thank you, guys. Thank you. And I hope you appreciate and understand this. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, guys. So before we go into the technical side itself, just give me one moment. Do understand this, guys. I will need your support once again, guys. Now, I have my preview on this coming Saturday. And this coming Saturday itself, I will explain to you how to use the calculator to get the technical level and what you can do with it. Now, of course, you guys have all my you are all my TWB students. You guys know exactly what to do already, but not your friends. And your friends doesn't know how interesting and how powerful this simple calculator can help them to trade in the market. So do me a little favor, my friends. All you need to do is invite your friends for this Saturday preview. Now, this Saturday preview, because I'm going to extend a little bit more time to talk about more macroeconomics. So it'll be about 1 hour and a half, 90-minute session. Okay, 90 minutes. All right, so invite your friends and then tell them to come on board. Okay, but meantime itself, right, if you're inviting your friends, do let Susan know so that Susan will take note that these are your friends. And if your friends actually come on board and then they like it and they sign up, right, because of my sharing, then not only that they will come and join us, you also get a referral fee. So dear all, this is all I'm asking for. If you want to pay forward for all my hard work in the morning MAO, this Saturday is all you need to do. Just invite your friends and listen. Of course, please come on board also to listen together. That is something very, very important. Now, at the moment now, we just, we haven't do the marketing on Facebook yet. So we have about 22 packs that have signed up. Not too bad. Let's hit about 60 if it's possible by this coming Saturday. All right, guys. If you can do that, right, it'll be good. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. Now, okay, earlier this morning itself, right? Okay, I was a bit emo. Then I tell you guys about what I feel about people sending me constructive feedback on my this morning MAO. So straight away itself, right? I like to think things and things just pop up in my head. Remember this story about the man and the wife and the donkey? Of course, sometimes it can be the man, the young boy, and the donkey. The story. So you can see that, right? Some people will say, clueless couple, they don't even know how to ride a donkey. See, the donkey, no one ride on it. So people say this. Then after that, when the two of them ride on the donkey, some people will say, what a wicked couple. They have no mercy or kindness to the animal. So again, people say this. Then after that itself, right, when he put the wife and let the wife sit on the donkey, some people will say, fool man, he should ride the donkey because he's the boss of the woman. Okay, pride come in. chauvinistic. Okay, then after that, if the man go onto the donkey, then people say that it's a selfish man. He should be kind to his wife. So finally, might as well carry the donkey. And of course, to say what a crazy couple carrying a donkey. So what's the moral of the story? I think it's very clear. You cannot please everyone. This is life. Really, that is life. You look at YouTube, even a YouTube talking about just showing a planetary YouTube documentary, got people thumbs down on it. Oh my God. People basically sharing you jokes, you thumbs down on the joke. I mean, my point is this, why must people do a thumbs up? A shock of it. So anyway, since we cannot please everyone itself, right? Whatever I do, I mean, I understand people will have a lot of feedback. Okay, so I will have to accept it since it's a public thing. End of the day is that I will do what is right and don't be distracted, right, by this criticism. I know that, right, end of the day is this. I mean, some of you guys are actually having your own little group and then you have your own sharing. I mean, my network itself is pretty deep and I know that what you are doing. But of course, to me is that, right, as long as you do not cause any problem to the business itself, I'm fine with closing my both eyes. Because I can understand the frustration that you need to like go somewhere. You need to point and blame someone. So I'm fine with that. But as long as you understand this, you must learn to earn. And after you learn, you must know how to apply. That is more important. And end of the day itself, right? No one can be always right. I will always be wrong too. So we just try to learn from each other and we improve together. So what happened for today, what changes will happen for today's MAO is very simple, guys. I will do the technical analysis first. You like it, right? Then after that, you can lock off already. Only the last part of today's MAO, then I will go into all the special charts that I plug from the internet and share with you. So people who like these special charts, special stuffs, then you stay to SN. Or you can actually, by the technical analysis part, you can also log off first. Then when you are free, then you come and log in and watch the special stuffs. All right, so like that itself, right, I make all happy. You guys can now don't be swayed by whatever the other people are saying or whatever I pick for you guys. You can concentrate on the techniques and trade accordingly. Like that itself, everyone happy. Cool? If you like this idea itself, right, please give me your feedback into the group chat so that I can see what you have to say. And let's just see whether or not this change is good, okay? All right, indeed itself, Richard, the link is tradewiththeboys.com/preview. Thank you, this Daryl, for putting it. Thank you for Brian. All right, thank you, Richard, for asking. Hopefully you can bring all your kampong down. All right, all my friends who are usually with me, I also hope that you guys can bring your kampong down. Okay, all right. So give me 10 seconds and drink some water first. Okay. All right, so let's start with the Dow Jones and then we go to the technicals and finish all the TAs by 10 o'clock. Okay. All right, Dow Jones news right now itself, they're all saying that, right, stock came down because Boeing dragged the feet. They say that because of the tech shares coming down, so there's some profit taking, but still end of the day that the rising yields is still the main concern. That's the main concern of the market, okay? So let's do a recap of what happened yesterday. Now, the opening price of the Dow Jones, basically because there's no pivot, right? So the opening price will be the key pivotal point. So when the Dow opened here, okay, and it goes below OP, that is where you should sell. But the problem is the KSI is green in color. Hence, therefore, when the Dow Jones go to KTR -1 to -3, it will be a good time to look out for CCRY. Only when you see CCRY triggering at KTR 1 to -1 to KTR -3, then it will be a good buy. But of course, if the buy comes in with a BNB, right, it will be even better. All right, I repeat again, if the color change comes with a BNB and triggered the KTRs, it will be a better bet. That is how you should be looking out for. So if you look at it yesterday, Dow Jones, let's take a look. Dow Jones, the moment it opens, it went below OP, so it came down. So it did basically do a CCRY at the KTR -1, but this particular trade do not have a BNB, so it isn't the best deal, so the price came down. Then of course, when you hit the KTR -2, there was no color change, you couldn't do anything. But if you look carefully down later, then this is the good trade here. Can you see that right now? You can see that there is a CCY, a CCRY, yellow turns to red, and the yellow bar happened to be a BNB. Can you see that? The yellow bar happened to be a BNB. So with that itself, right, you can focus that this is a good buy. And if you have entered based on rules, okay, rule for engagement, you would have traded here, buy here, stop loss here or here, depending which level you're comfortable. Now you put the one that is nearer, you might be triggered due to the spread. You put a lower one, you'll be better. All right, you will not be hit. But of course, you choose a lower level, your range will be bigger, and definitely your lot size will be also reduced. But of course, when you do that itself, right, it's favorable because you give yourself a little bit more buffer towards the volatility. Then after that, you can see there's another CCRY that the market goes above, but this particular trade do not have any BNB, but still it came with KSI. The KSI was green, right? So that's how the Dow propelled itself all the way up. So exactly what we say, when the KSI on the day chart is green in color, look out for buying, right? That's why yesterday we also bought the Smp from the low end yesterday. For those who have been following me on the SNG group itself, right? Congratulations for your trade, okay? All right, so let's look at the Dow Jones right now. Very fast today. We moved into the Dow Jones already. Okay, let's look at the Dow Jones right now. Okay, the Dow Jones yesterday created a doji. And of course, the day before, also a doji. So two doji side by side. This is not a good sign. When you have doji side by side each other, this tells you that, right, we are looking at a very big directional move in the coming few days. So of course, as I said again, Jerome Powell is going to give his speech today and tomorrow. So probably the market will take this as a guidance there. So for MLP today is somewhere around here. It's going to be very tight because it's so, yesterday closing was so near the opening and the closing. So that will be MLP about 31,540. Now, yesterday it is a new BNB. So I need to change the BNB over here. Okay, I'm changing the BNB right now. So your new BNB. Now, this is the third BNB. All right, this is the third BNB. All right, let me just show you where the three are. So this is the first one. This is the first BNB. Then 2 days later, it's another BNB. And of course, 2 days later, another BNB. Now, this is pretty scary and interesting because we're talking about BNB market, BNB market, BNB market. So what does it really tell you? This actually tells you that the market is informing traders that really big movement is going to come soon. So I'm going to stress this again right now with everybody online, about 100 of you, okay, about this, guys. Very important. If the market really, broke about this is a downtrend line. I can see a downtrend channel here. If the Dow Jones break up, right, for good reason, then the Dow to go to 32,000 is very high possibility really. Okay, very high possibility. But if the Dow Jones do come down instead, right, then the Dow Jones come down to 30,000 is also very high. So the thing is this, why do I have downside more than upside? Because the current valuation itself, right, the S&P 500 now, the valuation of S&P, the PE ratio is 44, 45 level. All right, the Shiller Index itself at 33, 34 level. So basically, in my opinion itself, right, the downside pressure will be much more than the upside one. So if the market itself, right, do come off, right, it's fairly expected for the Dow to come down to 30,000. While the upside itself is about 32,000. Okay. Now, from what I'm seeing now with 3 BNBs and this doji bar, right, it's going to be very big movement these 2-3 days. Okay. So traders, if you need to have any big position you want to put in, please make sure that your stop loss is in place or your reassessment is all there, because I'm strongly saying this, there will be very big movement within the next 3-4 days, if not latest by next week itself. So I think I said this very clearly. I spell it out almost literally. I draw it out for you. Please take note of that, okay? All right, so that is the looking at the chart wise. The MA30 now also have, oops, what happened? Oh, the MA30 disappeared. Okay, all right, hold on. Oh, here we go. The MA30 itself has also moved up now. The MA30 today is very close to the very close to the BNB level. So for today, MA30 roughly it's about 31,238 around there. Okay, around there. So as long as the Dow Jones stays about 31,238, it should be fine. Now, of course, if you look at it, yesterday the Dow almost went almost touching the MA30, almost, but it didn't and recover already, right? And because yesterday there was a BNB support level here, right? So the Dow Jones, once it touches that point, it rebounded. So it seemed to be, right, this BNB support level is quite useful for traders. So traders, maybe you can take note of this and you will know what to do for the market. Okay, this one, watch out for that. Okay. So that is the Dow Jones technical assessment for now. The MA30 is still MA300 is very far away, so no point to talk about this. Okay, I'm just going to make the chart. Okay, this one is for what? I'm not too sure what is this for. Okay, just leave it there. Okay, and this is the MA200. Okay, Hang Seng has recovered now. It's at 30,300. So Hang Seng has recovered, cross above the pivot 2, I think. Yeah, indeed. Right, this is the long-term chart round. Same thing. Nothing have very significantly changed, so nothing more to watch out for. Mathematic formula is still there because the Dow Jones haven't created a new all-time high yet, so the mathematics is still there. So in the way, if the Dow Jones do ever come down, that's why I say that it may go to the 30,000 mark, because the mathematics tells me that if the Dow Jones come down, the first minus 5% will be 30,133. So that is where I arrive my 30,000 level. Okay, so it's not plucking the number from the air. There's a real rational reason behind this. Okay, all right. So this one is for you to reconsider. Okay. All right. So this is the Dow weekly. Also have much changed. So by overall still look pretty positive. So as I said, the Dow Jones overall is still pretty positive. You heard me saying that. Okay. So let's look at the Dow Jones for today, shall we? By the way, this is Hong Kong right now. Hong Kong has went above pivot 2. That's why when you go over pivot 2, it's a buy. And you look at Hang Seng now, wow, what a strong recovery, right? BNB followed by CCRY above pivot 2 naturally is a buy right now, and already 50 points I think has been given very fast. It's just about this, guys. As long as you know what to do, it's that simple. Every day it's possible to draw money from the market, but you must be patient, look out for the technical points, and look out for the setup. So this is a very good setup, right? CCRY, red to yellow, and BNB followed by color change, and that's why you can see the Dow Jones, Hang Seng shooting up in this 5-minute chart. You see, it's still going up. Congratulations to those who are making money from trading this. All right. Okay, thank you. All right, Gerald, thank you so much. Okay, sorry, I deviated from Dow Jones to this. Okay, let's look at the Dow Jones right now. Okay, Dow Jones, there we go. Okay, so for Dow Jones today, if you notice this, if you do left and right moving, you do not see the pivot, right? So today got no pivot again. So today got no pivot, then the OP will be the one that will speak for the Dow today. So the Dow Jones today, opening price is around here. So the Dow Jones now is moving, okay, to the next KCB level. And next KCB level is 31,613, okay? 31,613. So this morning is a CCRY, right, red to yellow on the day chart, and the KSI is green in color. So it's very clear that the Dow Jones may be testing 31,613 later on today. Okay, those who already bought Dow Jones, my personal take is this: if the Dow Jones go to 31,613, take some profit first. Some, don't need to take all, take some. Now, why do I say that? Because this KCB was created 2 days ago. So, and the last 2 days, the Dow Jones, whenever it hit to this point, the Dow Jones actually got resisted there. Of course, you may say, maybe this time around you burst it through and go even higher. Now, it is all possible. All of these are possible. But of course, why take the risk, right? So at about 31,613, maybe just take some profit first. Then the rest itself, right, can consider to hold the position and see whether the Dow can even break the all-time high level. Now, again, you can see the difference there as well. Now, macro picture, you can be bearish, you can be concerning. You can be worried about the current valuation. But of course, come to technical chart itself, right? You have to follow the flow. Now, that is not being contradiction. Okay, it's not contradictory myself. It's just like, you know that, right? The property prices now is at the high price at the moment, and you know that this is overvaluation. That's why you don't want to buy some properties for yourself, but you can see the price are still going up every day. So if you chase it and the price come down, you regret, right? But again, you don't chase it, you may feel that, oh my god, it's going higher and higher. This is the paradox that traders will have. So end of the day is a personal take here at the moment. Now if you think that you cannot wait anymore, you feel like buying now based on rules, on techniques, just buy. And then if the price go higher, just do a SWL and ride it up. Okay, that's the right way to do, right? There's no need to be worried about the fundamental if you're doing technical. But if let's say you're worried on a fundamental, right, then technical side itself, you can do a fast in, fast out and just get done with it and make your daily bread. So that is the whole thing here. There's nothing to be contradictory. It's just about how you present your case and how you do your arrangement. If you want to say, Cal, is it a better rule that what is correct? What's a sure thing? I'm so sorry. There's no such thing as sure case, sure win trade. Anything and everything, okay, in financial market carry risk. There's always risk. Even when Warren Buffett buy Barrick Gold, end of the day, he also lost money. Think about this. Just think about this yourself. So end of the day, you just understand. You must understand all this thing here. Okay, clear? Huh? So that is the Dow Jones movement. Okay, so that's Dow Jones. How about the NASDAQ? Now you can see, wow, beautiful, right? Look at my NASDAQ chart. Oh my God. You know, one time, whenever I see this, I get a little bit happy because I'm happy that whatever I say really manifested. Now, this is where it all started. Okay, you can see that, the BNB over there. So if you look at the BNB and you draw two lines, the RL and SL, I already told you guys when the market closes below the SL on the second day, I told you guys to be very careful on the NASDAQ. And the next 2 days, right, you can see the NASDAQ just couldn't go above the SL line. I know that NASDAQ was going to sell very soon. And truth be told, you can see there are a few chocolate bar, KCB there, available for you. And that's why you can see the NASDAQ covering the chocolate bar beautifully, because the chocolate bar was fresh, never been used before. KCB, technically charts being used, but got support or resistance. Chocolate bar itself, right, is the original of KCB. But when you talk about chocolate bar that's fresh, that means it was never been used before. So naturally, the market will love to go for it. So now what we are seeing at the moment right now is that because the NASDAQ is a bullish counter, right? I told you for PTP members, when the market is bullish and the market closes at the low, usually the opposite may naturally happen. And that's why you can see now the NASDAQ is recovering a little bit. But of course, that is usually a technical rebound. All right, we can call it as the dead cat rebound. You can call it as technical rebound. So the NASDAQ has to stay above the opening price today. If the NASDAQ stay above opening price of today, that is about 13,232. As long as the NASDAQ stays above 13,232, the NASDAQ should see recovery, okay? There should be some technical recovery. But if the NASDAQ pulls below the opening price, then be careful, because NASDAQ must stay above this trend line that I have now. And that particular level is 13,170 range, okay? So if the NASDAQ cannot stay above 13,170, then I suspect that there will be some selling, okay? There might be some selling. So traders, please be careful and watch the NASDAQ closely, all right, for today. Okay, guys, hopefully you get this tip of the day for the NASDAQ. Okay, and you can see that now the NASDAQ has ran below the BNB, as I said earlier, and it also yesterday, this is what I meant, when it breaks below the MA30 and it doesn't show any sign of recovery. Now, this is something very important, guys. For MA30 is MA200. When the market goes down below it, all right, you must watch the market. If the market shows no signs of recovering above the MA30, then naturally the opposite will happen, meaning, right, the selling will have to come in. So that is how you can see that the NASDAQ yesterday broke below the MA30 and went down all the way, So now today, the MA30 is much higher. So what we must do is change a bit of the MA30. So MA30 for today is at 13,513. So it's very far away. All right. Is it possible for the Nasdaq to go back there again? Well, it's all possible. You just have to wait long. So now the Nasdaq MA30 is 13,513. So as long as the market can stay above it, then the Nasdaq can go up. But if the Nasdaq stay below the MA30 itself, right, then I mean there'll be more selling. This is what we are seeing. So you look at the past example, when the market closed below the MA30, usually there'll be another down wave, right? Usually there's another down wave. So I'm not half surprised later on we may see a little bit of down wave first, then maybe the market can come up. Or maybe now it already happened because the Nasdaq this morning went down, now it's recovering, right? So again, all these are all technical level to watch out for. So traders, stand by for this, okay? All right, for the Nasdaq, let's look at the day chart right now, Nasdaq. Right, Nasdaq today has a pivot, so you guys don't need to worry. Okay, Nasdaq. Now Nasdaq, the opening price itself is here today. So Nasdaq, as long as it recovers above the opening price, then if it goes above pivot 1, if it go above pivot 1, it will be a buy. Above pivot 1 will be a buy. But do note the KSI happen to be red in color. The KSI is red in color. So if Nasdaq go to KTR +1 to +3 range, then any CCYR could be a sell instead. So this is what you can gather from the Nasdaq today's chart. Okay. Colin just text and said that, right, this Nasdaq itself is near the is at 95% mark, is it? Okay. So later on we will during our Super Tuesday we will look into this together. Okay. All right, so this is the Nasdaq chart right now. Okay, appreciate that. Okay, thank you guys. So do watch out for Nasdaq itself. If it goes above the pivot 1, it could be a relatively buy from down there. Okay, so that is what we need to know. So the 15-minute chart, you can see that now the Nasdaq has go above the OP and also now have crossed to KTR +1 level. Okay, again, I said this is very natural for seeing the market to recover after a 2% fall yesterday. And this is S&P 500. Now the S&P 500 beautifully yesterday held its ground and stayed above the MA30. And now it's also holding it. It tested the MA30 again. The MA30 is 3880. 3880. That is the S&P 500 level. So as long as the S&P stays above 3880, there's no need for panic today on the S&P. But if the S&P start to go below 3880 and close below 3880, right, then of course this is where the concern comes in. Because yesterday and today, the market basically tested the MA30, right? So as long as the market stay firmly above 3880, it's fine. If not itself, right, if history do repeat, then of course this thing that happened previously in February may naturally happen again. And of course, if that happened, then watch out for the technical point around here. So if that happened, the market may come down there. And then after that, who knows, it may stage a strong rebound. Okay, it may stage a strong rebound over there. So traders just, take this technical at 3880 as a very important level to watch out for so that you guys know what to do with the market. Okay. All right, so this is the beauty of having morning MAO. You know exactly what to do with the technical side. Right, for the long-term chart itself, right, no cause of concern. The trend is still there. Right, when I say trend is still there, obviously it's off the peak, but definitely itself is still on the uptrend. So naturally, if the S&P do come down and hit this uptrend, I'll inform you, and then we can actually buy from the bottom again. This is what we do for uptrend market. Okay. All right, so that is the S&P, and then we just do a quick one on S&P Daily Chart. So S&P Daily Chart itself is between the opening price between pivot 1 and pivot 2. KSI is green in color. So, oops, sorry, wrong chart. Sorry. Okay, yeah. All right, the chart. All right, so it's between the pivot 1 and pivot 2. So as long as the S&P stays above the opening price, S&P could be going up to 3916 level. But of course, the KSI is green in color too. So any pullback to KTR -1 to -3 will be a good time to buy into the S&P. Now, there's a KCB level at 38.72. There's a KCB level at 38.72. And just now, yesterday it tested. Today, today missed it by 1 point. So as long as the market stays above 38.72, then the market should be able to go up. But if the market bridges below 38.72, then the pivot to 38.56 will be the first level to watch out for. Okay, all right, cool. Okay, so that is the S&P. Now look at Hang Seng, a quick one. I see Hang Seng surging up. All right, Hang Seng is still surging up beautifully. Wow, look at it. Beautiful, right? Hang Seng has surged up and going for KTR plus 3 soon. So of course, when you hit KTR plus 3, traders can consider to take some profit from the long side. All right, congratulations for those who follow through and now make money on the Hang Seng. All right, Hang Seng, as I said, you can see that, right? Yes, this morning opened below the P2, but once it crossed over P2, it became a buy, and really it is happening right now. Congratulations. Now, gold has recovered. Okay, we have bought gold at 1762, right? I've been saying this like a broken recorder, and I've been basically telling you guys gold itself. Now, yes, again, on macro picture, I did say that gold could be going lower because it's bearish, it's coming down, but every bearish movement, there must be some recovery first. And there's a reason why at 1762, we tell you to look for buy. And of course, some of y'all bought gold at 1762, and that's very good. And now gold is even higher. It went to 1811, right, yesterday. So now the market, as usual, change and say that, okay, now gold stays above 1,008, things are good now, let's buy gold, or gold is going to be good and stuff like that. It's all this bullshit, right? 2 days ago when gold was at a high, they tell you this, then it came down, they tell you something else, say that, okay, may go lower, and then today the gold recover, they say go higher. You see, that's how the boys manipulate this game now. Huh? So if you follow the rules, guys, you follow the rule. Yesterday, how can you be shorting gold? Now, the opening price of gold is actually above P1. And you already know, I've been saying this for the thousandth of time. I already said this before. As long as the market stays above the opening price is above pivot 1, you just have to stay long in the market. You just have to stay long in the market. Above OP, above pivot 1 is always a buy, buy, buy. I always say this for many times. All right, what happened is this, guys, there will be some people are bringing in some furniture to my home. Hence, therefore, there may be some noise. Just ignore it, okay? Concentrate. I try to speak a bit louder, okay? So you just have to do that, my friends. Yes, but you take care of. Yesterday, the KSI was red in color. So what should we do? Doesn't matter. You just have to follow it. You just have to follow it. Just buy accordingly. But maybe you just have to go a bit slow with the lot size. And when the market really go to KTR +1 to +3 level, you know that is a natural profit level for taking profit. So that is how you utilize your understanding. It's not that, Cal say KSI rate cannot buy. When did I ever say that? I say that you follow the ground rules of trading. So yesterday, if you have followed and believe what I've been telling you for the longest of time, as long as the market stays above OP, above pivot 1, or the CCRY, you can buy on gold. Now, everybody take a look. If you have followed through and you did what I tell you, you buy on gold yesterday, all the CCRY above OP is a buy, all right, and you will make good money yesterday. Really, take a look at guys. Now, you may not make in all trades. Some trade may actually lose money, but end of the day is this. Overall, you make. So always remember this. Above pivot 1, above OP, always focus on CCRY to buy. I don't care how high the price can be. I don't care how the fundamentals telling you. You just have to stick to that principle, because I said this many times. Classic trades are one of the best among the 3 strategies that we inform you. So the 3 strategies, right? Classic trades, color change at pivots, and color change with BNB at triggers. The number 1 is still classic trade. So guys, if you can remember this, please key the word classic trade right now, or classic. And remember this, that classics are the best when it comes to trade with the boy system. Okay, classic, right? All right, so remember that. Okay, all right, so I hope you guys really remember this and you guys will make good money out of that. Okay, classic trades, very important. Okay, so now with that done on the on this gold. Okay, let's look at the chart right now. Okay, here we go. Yeah, thank you guys. All right, classic trades are very, very important. Okay, for gold today. Now, this is how gold is doing. Now, it's obviously, you can see pretty clear that gold has came down to 161762 level. Okay, and stage a strong rebound over there. And obviously, once it touches that itself, because it comes with a BNB, right? Do you notice that? Yeah, it came with a BNB, right? It came with a BNB. So when the BNB is in, you can see over here, right? The yesterday gold bridges above it, and that's why gold even go higher. All right, so that's what happened. And now gold is very near to the MA30. Now the MA30 is about 1819 level. Now, I repeat again, the goal at the 1819 will be the MA30. Now, if you look into history, whenever the goal go to the MA30, you see that you will logically break above the MA30. That is the natural thing. So, of course, if any traders now think that gold will go higher, you can take a bet here and a punt here, you call it, that you can now, it's 1813, right? You punt that it will go to 1819. But of course, it's a gamble. It's a pure gamble here. But if it really happens, then gold will be going to the MA30 and it likely will touch it. Now, if it touches it and then goes up further, then of course gold will break the MA30 and then the trend may change. But if the gold hit MA30 and then recovers and go down again, like what you see in the previous incidents where the market goes below the MA30 after it touches it, then of course you know that the market might come off again. So if this time around, if gold do ever come down again, all right, then gold, how low would it go, right? So let's take a look at the MA, the other conventional chart. This is how it looks like from the mathematical calculation. So if gold price basically loses the 1762 level, then gold may drop further. Now, yesterday I told you, right, if gold do drop further, gold may come down to about the 61.8 level, and that's about 1689 level. All right, that is the 61.8 using this point to this point here to do the Fibonacci. Now, of course, again, some people say, no, Cal, the Fibonacci should be a lower number. Like say, this is my personal opinion. Different people got different way of using Fibonacci. There's no right way to use it. As long as you think that it works, it's fine. But of course, the mathematical way itself is the one that is much more proven. The 1660 is the 20% level. Now, of course, if gold can come down to this level, that'll be even better. And then maybe it'll be a great time to buy into gold from that very point there itself. Now, again, someone asked me late last night, asking me this question, Cal. Now, the thing is this, with the current yield going up right now, right, and the dollar may also be following through, would that be detrimenting to the dollar, to the gold market now? Then why is it the gold price going up? So that's why I tell you this, the market is not about 1 + 1 = 2. It doesn't really work that way itself. Sometimes they will use the dollar as a reason to push the market. Sometimes they use something else instead. So the thing is this, is all about long haul, long term. Now, look at it from a very big point of view at the macro picture. So obviously now is how we saw the yield going up, the dollar also recovering, the gold should be going, actually going down, right? But because the equity market came down, the Nasdaq came down, so they need to buy something. So they bought into gold that recently came down by 15%. And I told you guys, when it go down by 15%, usually they'll be buying, and all of this manifested. So now the question is this, if the gold hit MA30 and then the yields go higher, the market may think it's another opportunity now to sell gold down again and bring it all the way down to a brand new level that people won't recognize it. And then after that itself, right, the equity market may be coming off. And when that happens itself, when the Federal Reserve say that, oh shit, the market is overreacting, they must pump in more money again, and then they depreciate the dollar, then of course the gold again rally like crazy, things like that. So I'm saying that this gold big movement itself will happen within the next 6 to 9 months. And if this 6 to 9 months, you already capture this properly, you can make tons of money from the market. So that's why I say this coming Saturday, during my preview, I'll explain to you my personal take on the gold market. I will even draw for you how I see gold momentum movement the next 6 to 9 months. Of course, this is my personal drawing, and I only hope that it actually really happen. And of course, for people who are in my SNG group itself, I really want you guys to ride with me this wave. And then, of course, let's all make money together. Okay, that is the main objective of this. Isn't that true? Okay, guys, so you get my idea now for the long-term chart on the conventional side, okay? Silver, I told you that when silver breaks above the MLP of the black bar, silver will go higher. Now, yesterday I saw this already, but I got no time to update you guys, but you can see it really happened, guys. So I told you guys when the market tested it for 2 times, and once the 3rd time, if the market breached above it itself, silver will go higher. And now silver is doing that. So traders, that's why, you know, how you use conventional chart, you must use the right, must be systematic, and you must always believe what you write and you follow through. That is all very important. And that you can see why silver price is going higher, all right? So congratulations for those who bought into silver. Okay, so silver MA now is $27. So from $26, it went up to $27. Now it's moving higher. So for today, silver, the MLP will be the new level that I'll be using, because now it's the black MLP is no longer important already. So the new MLP is about $27.75 for the today's silver price. Okay. Crude oil. Now, crude oil, you can see very clearly MA is still moving higher for crude oil. Now, Goldman Sachs says that crude oil could go higher. So again, if you trust what Goldman Sachs says, then you just follow through lah. But I told you guys, right, for crude oil, let me just show something to you. Crude oil, I told you, right, crude oil will go to $62 plus because that is the KCB level or the chocolate bar. And now the crude oil has already touches that. Okay, the crude oil has already did that. So my personal suspect is this: crude oil may have some resistance soon. I repeat myself, I suspect that crude oil may have some resistance soon. So I cannot put into a level of where it will go down, but at least from what I'm seeing now, based on normal charting, right, if the market may come down soon, then after that, it may go up again. So I'm going to draw for you my personal take lah. So maybe we will see some profit taking first, then after that, sideways before crude going up again. Now, if you're staying online with me to know about the special charts, right, I can tell you more later on. Okay. All right. So that is the crude oil. And last one will be the gold, right? Go. Okay, here we go. All right, so this is the gold movement today. So for gold today, the opening price itself is opening as above pivot 1 and it's between pivot and pivot 2. So as long as stay above OP, gold will be going up. There is a KCB level at about 1818, so it's very near to the 1819 MA30. Yeah, the MA30 is 1819. But the thing is the KSI is red in color. So if the market for the gold go to KTR +1 to +3 level, traders do be careful. There might be some selling in the market. The blue bars are still there. It's retreating from the low, but still is there, meaning the bearishness is still in the market. All right, so traders, you can take note of that, for this as a guidance to know what to do for gold today. Okay, gold support today is at 1801, which I don't think you will hit unless it touches MA30 and pull back. Okay. Okay, so that is the gold market. And all right, at the moment now, this is the last one, and this is the Bitcoin. All right, Bitcoin. So Bitcoin yesterday, we know that it came down crazily, but of course there was no trade for you to go in. There was one right here at about 53,000. Then it was CCRY, KCX was there already earlier, but after that, obviously it fell. So stop loss was triggered. We lost money. Then after that, the Bitcoin plunged all the way down from $53,000 to 48,000, down $5,000. The KCX was blinking, but there was no CCRY. Then of course, intermittently there was some problem with AIMS server, then the price gap up. So this is where you buy. If you have purchased it, you will make easily $500 from the Bitcoin. Then after that, if you don't want to buy at that stretch, the next pullback here is the KCX was there, and then CCRY you buy. Now later on, I will also be covering on this KCX trading with Bitcoin later during Super Tuesday. So today, Super Tuesday at 2 p.m. will be a lot of stuff. Do watch out for that. Okay. All right. So how about today's Bitcoin movement for today's Bitcoin moment? Let me take a look. Right. For today's Bitcoin, oh, I realized that there's no pivot. Okay, there's something wrong here. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. Okay, there's no pivot right at the moment. Let me just confirm this. Yeah, okay. No pivot. Okay, no pivot. All right. So what no pivot means what? Then it means that you have to use the opening price as a gauge, right? You use the opening price as a gauge. Right, so as long as the market opens here at about 54,000, if the market goes below OP, then Bitcoin may come off. Now today again, the 49,598 level will be a very powerful support level. Now yesterday you can see when the Bitcoin come down, it basically hit that point and recover almost $4,000 just from that very moment there. So would the Bitcoin react in this again? Well, watch out for that. Now the KSI is green in color. So if the KSI green in color, the market, if it comes down anytime the KTR -1 to -3, you may actually see some classical buy from down there. All right. Some good buy from there from only CCRY at the KTR -1 to -3 level. Okay. All right, so guys, basically it's all right. I've covered the technical side of the market. I know that it's already 10, 12 already, a very extensive long MAO, but this is, this is really important stuff. So now I'm going to go into the special charts. If you are done with today, you can actually consider to leave right now, because that is, I know it's, you may need to work now. If you want to listen to the special charts, it's about three charts. And of course, that may cause some imbalance of your analysis. Then you may want to exit right now. If you think that you want to listen, just stay on for another 10 seconds. I give those who want to exit, you can exit right now. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm going to continue now. Okay, so basically, right, the ECB, they are also watching the yields right now. They are actually saying that, right, Goldman Sachs says that they're looking at more QE from ECB. So in short, they're going to they're looking to step out in the purchases in the coming week to basically fight against the tightening in the financial condition. And case ECB, says that, right, European Central Bank, official to use the full PEPP envelope by June 2022. So meaning in short, ECB want to pump in more money to the system itself. And that is the reason why inflation is coming in, and that is whereby the yields are adjusting itself to basically follow what is the macro economy right now. So Christine Lagarde itself, right, is saying that, right, she's saying that, right, the ECB is monitoring the long-term nominal bond yields. So that's why, again, you could see a lot of euro currency now, right, having a bit of whipsaw because of this particular news. And you can see from the 2 to 10 years yield curve, right, you can see that this is why a very strong V-shaped movement here. It's not a U, but a V in my opinion. And that is quite a concerning factor, because if the world economy is doing okay, this is fine. But if the world market itself is having a bit of problem here or not recovering, right, this actually could be a detrimental problem. Now, this is another guy, okay, basically he's saying that, right, back then itself in 1970, he says that, right, this is usually what happened during the commodity to equity ratio. So when the commodity to equity ratio is at the bottom itself, right, that is usually the equity market will fall and the commodity market will rise. Now, of course, he's saying that this is a macro opportunity of a lifetime. So if you believe in that, you can buy into commodity and selling stocks. Now, you look at the so-called market economic cycle. This obviously is a fundamental cycle, but if you look at it carefully, you just see that, right? It does tell you that usually at the last expansion part, where near the market peak, the energy and the commodity market will be going up. So that is whereby what you're seeing is happening right now. So if that is the case itself, right, that means the market top could be just near the around the corner, and that is usually called a late expansion. Okay, so traders, if you believe in all this charting, these are all the economic 101 over the last 200 years. They basically come up with this concept. Then obviously is following through, because you look at it itself, right, back then when it's starting at the early expansion, technology was the one that came in, right? Then after that we saw the industry product coming in and basic materials, right? So it's really following through. If you remember what I've been saying over the last few months of MAO, it seems to be like that. So this is the crude oil chart itself. The reason why I bring it in to tell you something very critical is that if you believe what you just saw earlier, then you also notice that it's always very interesting. Crude oil prices will always go up during almost all the recession. And after that, that is whereby the peak will come in, then the pullback. So now you can see crude oil is going up, and it's also during the recession time. So when you see all this itself, right, and the later on when the crude oil do pull back itself, that's where usually the equity market will also pull back. So with this particular drawing, I can only tell you that, right, the inclination towards that commodity prices going up, right, is possible because inflationary is coming in. Because when you have so much money in the market itself, trying to hold the stock market, right? Stock market basically move in 5-6 months in ahead of time. So now the thing is this: when the smarter money knows that, right, the market may not be going up anymore higher, they may actually liquidate their equity position and go into commodity, things like that. Because this is how the whole economy works, because when the commodity is involved and you've been buying commodity that's cheap itself, then naturally it's like they're looking forward to the next bull market, okay, the next bull market, okay. So I purposely bring in the soya bean and the this one is copper price and soya bean, and you can see that, right, it's incredible every time whenever you see the market, okay, whenever you see the market, right, moving higher, it's always near the recession period. And that is like a interesting foretelling sign. So if history is to repeat itself, then obviously the recent increasing of the commodity prices could be calling people to come in to buy and then bring it even higher. And then when that really happens, inflation will be at the high level. Then obviously the Federal Reserve will come in hard and then increase interest rate, and the whole thing just restart again. So you got my point now, my friends. That is my personal take why commodity prices could be the last wave to make sure inflation is at a high and for Federal Reserve to react. So you got an idea now? This is how the thing is. Of course, if you are lost by this, I apologize on that. Okay, right, that will be all for today. That's it. Thanks, guys. Wait, sorry, almost slide, sorry. Now this is just to show to you the PE ratio, that this is the PE ratio now. It's at a higher level. This is a Shiller PE ratio, different of them in the computation, but more important thing is that they are all at a higher level. That's why I want to tell you guys to be just very careful on the equity market front. Okay, upside is 32,000, downside is 30,000. I already say my piece. I hope you make the right decision. All right. Thank you once again for today's, all right, end of today's MAO. Though later on in a few hours at 2 p.m. we will have our this Super Tuesday. So I will be there to assist you, and I want you to do yourself a favor to revise what you learned, and we can actually have more time with that. All right, guys, take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.